Everybody, welcome to Bedroom Confessions. I'm Alex.
And I'm Sam.
And we have a special guest with us today. Vicki, say what's up to the folks.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Vicki girl.
So today we're just going to be talking about how to deal with your insecurities when you're in a relationship. I feel like besides money, one of the number one killers of relationships is insecurities. That goes both ways. Because I'm going to talk a lot about the insecurities that guys have as well. Because dudes like to pretend they don't have any insecurities. Like, the way dudes talk, you would figure they just like, yeah, you can go out on vacation to the Bahamas with your girls for an entire week. And I'm not going to say shit. Like, I'm not even going to care. That's how dudes will paint it. But meanwhile, every girl you know... What happens, Sam, when you hit a chick up and she got a man and you trying to get her to go out? What usually happens?
She not trying to go nowhere. And if she is, she ain't trying to go nowhere without him.
Exactly. Because she can't go nowhere without him. Where's she going without him? That's the point.
You going to the Bahamas? I'm going too.
Right. And they try to act like they don't do shit like that. Like, oh, you about to go out. Where you going dressed like that?
Yeah, I've heard that before. Where you going dressed
like that?
Yeah,
like they try to act like they don't do that. So it goes both ways. So I'm going to spend a lot of time talking about that part. I'm going to let the ladies spend a lot of time talking about the other part. And we're going to basically try to break down where these issues kind of stem from and then how you deal with them, like how you get past them. So, Vicki, I'm going to let you start because you're the guest. When you're in a relationship, you'll be fine. When you're in a relationship, how do you keep yourself from being that crazy girl? Like, how do you battle those insecurities that make you want to do things or say things that would cause a problem that aren't really that deep when you really think about it?
I feel like he has to help. Like, so I'm going to put it out there. I've only been in one relationship, but I've learned so much because I was in that one relationship for like 5 years. So I feel like if your guy is like, not entertaining certain shit. Like, it's like, I'm okay with a female flirting. It's what you do back. Like, are you entertaining that? Like, are you opening the doors for her to say certain things? Because I naturally feel like everybody flirts. I feel like people flirt without even them realizing that they're really doing that. So, to me, I feel like it comes a lot with them. Because with me, like, personally, I wasn't jealous in my relationship. Like, a female couldn't get me jealous. And I will always tell him that. Because it's like, I had to understand, like, you know, why he was with me. I feel like once I understood that fully, it wasn't too much about with the next female. To me, it was more about what he was doing. Like I said, was he entertaining it? Was he opening doors for these females to say certain things to him? But that's how I kind of look at it. I don't look at it too much as, like, me being jealous of the next female.
Did you have to grow into that, feeling like how you feel right now? Is that something that you learned? And how long did it take you to learn it?
I don't know how long it took me. And I had to learn because, number one, I suffer with a rare skin disorder. So I feel like as a female, you know, we're like, our standards are so high sometimes. Like, we feel like we have to look certain types of ways, and to me, it's not really true. He helped me to be more comfortable with, like, who I really am. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not the put on heels and put on makeup, and I'm not that person at all. So if I want to wear sweatpants, like, he would make me feel like I had a prom dress on. But
aw, that's so cute.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, it took for me to do that first, and to me, like, with him, like, boosting me, it was just like an extra push. But I had to learn some of these things, like, it's so weird because, again, like I said, me being in one relationship, like, I feel like I got out of high school, and then after that, like, I started to do the whole relationship thing. So now that I'm single, like, I'm by myself, so I'm learning more, but I learned a lot with him, and after we broke up. So I don't really know, like, how long it took me to get there, but I got there. And I can't go backwards now.
I hear that. Would you say that that's like what you just explained? Would you say that was you starting to care about his feelings?
oh, damn, I never thought about that.
I'm asking for a specific reason. This is going to lead into something.
Never thought about, like, caring about his feelings, like, in that type of way, because, like, self-love, and it's like, then he see what I see, but he was also going through some, like, self-esteem issues as well, and I feel like we were there to, like, boost each other, because there was things about himself that he didn't like, and I adored. There were some things about me sometimes I didn't like about myself, but he adored. So it was just like, it was like to me, we were like helping each other get through things that we didn't like about each other. Like, you gotta understand, being in a relationship, that person is with you for a specific reason. And
that's any relationship. That's a friendship. That's if your sister, your brother, like, that's any relationship. You have to understand that other person, and you have to care about how they feel ultimately. That's basically what you started doing.
Basically, boyfriends, you you can't wear that. See, I'm not. To me, you gotta have self-respect, and I feel like I wouldn't do anything that I thought was wrong in a relationship, let alone something that he's gonna think is wrong. So going out the house ass naked when you're in a relationship is kind of different.
It's disrespectful when you're in a relationship.
So wait, allow me to clarify. She's going out of the house ass naked.
What?
You still let her go out of the house. You just make sure she realizes that she's not coming back into the house. But ultimately, in any scenario, all I'm saying is you allow her to go. It's completely unmasculine to say, I'm not going to let you go nowhere because I'm afraid someone better than me is going to take you away. Because as a man, see, like, unmasculine. All right, obviously what I said is not applying to all. So anyone who goes not all after I just said that can go blow their mama or something. Okay, hear me out. It's one thing women tend to naturally kind of be insecure. Like, you're kind of supposed to raise her self-esteem as her man. You're supposed to make her feel like the baddest chick in the world. She doesn't naturally feel like that. Even the most pretty girl that you like, she feel like that. No, she don't. They're going to find something wrong with themselves. So you kind of got to be the one to make them feel like they flawless, right? But as a man, no one's supposed to have to make you feel like you're flawless. You get what I'm saying? You're supposed to already have that essence like you the shit. No one's supposed to have to tell you that. So because of that, it shouldn't matter to you. If your girl going to go out without you and she's not ass naked, she's just in a regular, outfit that you go out in, why are you worried about her going out in it unless you believe that there's a vast majority of men who are better than you, and she's going to realize that when she goes out? Because if you're that shit, you feel like, ain't no one better than me in that club. You'd be a fucking fool if you do something stupid. I'm not even bullshitting when I say that's how I look at it. Like, that's why I never care. Because I'm like, there ain't no one better than everything that I do. You're not going to just walk in a club and think because your ass is fat or because you're pretty or whatever the case may be, you're just going to get that. You're not going to get all that. That's why I tell everybody in a relationship, I'm like, if you flip insecurities around, in reality, most of the time, it's just whatever you feel like you're lacking, you think they're going to go out there and find it. Like, if you don't feel like you're pretty as a woman, you don't want him going nowhere without you because you was afraid he's going to find a bunch of women who are prettier. If you felt like you was beautiful, you wouldn't care. If you felt like as a man, you were providing the way you were supposed to be, you wouldn't be worried about her going out doing nothing crazy because she knows how rare that is. Like, she's not no baby just like you not. So she done been around just like you have. So she knows what you're doing is a rare thing. If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. But if you ain't doing shit but fucking, your girl could be gone at any time. And you might feel a way about it, but what can you really say? Because, he ain't doing nothing but fucking. That's all you was doing. If you was doing what you was supposed to be doing, it wouldn't have been that easy. But it's as hard or as easy as you kind of make it. And that's kind of where I want to flip the conversation next. Sam, we're going to get your thoughts on this one. When you're in a relationship and you're dealing with insecurities as a woman, how do you keep yourself from projecting that onto, I don't want to say onto the next woman, but kind of onto the next woman? Like, she's pretty, I don't want my man around her. But she could kind of be like the best thing for your man in whatever situation. And it's not like that. But just because she's pretty, you don't want him around her. How do you combat that as a woman?
Well, I think that's a person, like an interest, like that's something you have to deal with from within too. That's about loving yourself too. You have to be confident, and you have to trust your man too. You know who you're with. Ultimately, you're with them, and if you've been with them for years, you know them. Like, you should know that, okay, this person is attractive. You're attractive. You're who he's with. You're who he's taking care of. And if there's another woman around that's as beautiful or possibly more beautiful than you, chill. You've chosen already. What are you worried about? You know, even if something did happen, you still have had good parts of him. You know what I'm saying? You still gained in this situation. And you'll get over it. You'll get over the hurt once you know, even though women tend to take forever to let it go, to let go. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes if you're that insecure, sometimes that's the best thing for you to do for the other person. Let go. Because at that point, it's like slavery for the both of you. You enslaving yourself mentally because you're driving yourself fucking crazy because you're being a nutcase. You don't even realize you're being a nutcase. Your partner's telling you you're being a nutcase. And instead of you caring and listening about what your partner's saying, you're just still focusing on being a nutcase. Like, it's all just crazy shit. A cycle of crazy shit. Like,
let me just say before I ask Vicki for her thoughts on this one, let me just say it's draining to think like that, man. I don't know how y'all do it all the time. Because, like, as a man, when I do that, it's draining, yo. What were you going to say?
Number one, like, I personally, because as she was talking, or both of y'all was talking, I was thinking about it, like, so, like, do you ever think about it? It's like, well, maybe it's still called insecurity, but sometimes I feel like females get with guys, and, or maybe I'm speaking about them, like, once upon a time cheating or showing them, like, what they're capable of doing. So it's like, okay, well, I don't trust him. Like, I don't trust him around different females because I know how he is. Like, you ever thought about it in that way?
Yeah, I mean, you do think about it in that way when you are in a relationship with somebody that you've actually been through something with, like something similar to that. Like, if you've, like, you can think of it in that way, but that's the negative way to look at it. You got to look at it like, okay, yes, there's a chance that this could happen. Is the thought of that being insecure? Yes. All of this is just insecure in general. But you have to think about what you're doing.
I was gonna say I wouldn't even be with nobody like that. To me, that's trust. Like, once the trust.
No, it is trust. It's no. If there's no trust, there's no point.
Nah, yeah. I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. We needed a devil's advocate tonight, anyway. I say it's good for a woman to worry about how you're gonna be around other attractive women. Now, here's why: not because he's a cheater, or not because he has cheated. But because that shows deep down that you're worried about pretty bitches because you feel like the pretty bitches are gonna want your man. Mm-hmm. If your man wasn't shit, you would not be worried about pretty. Am I lying, Sam? If your man ain't shit, you're not walking in a room full of bad bitches worried about him pulling a bad bitch because he's a bum. But if he's a good man and he's fine and his shit is together, you worried about everybody because you can be like, once they realize he's a good man on top of being fine and his shit together, they're gonna be on his dick. Mm-hmm. Now I don't know what he may or may not do. Mm-hmm. So as a man, you kind of want an element of that. If your girl don't feel like you could pull other bitches, you kind of. That's not a good thing, really. I'm saying it's the reverse of how we think. Remember when I said earlier you're supposed to feel like you the shit as a man, right? Yeah. And you're supposed to make your woman feel like she's the shit, right? Mm-hmm. So, like I said, you're supposed to make her feel like that. She's supposed to already be viewing you that way. So why are you not thinking of it like that?
I said the thought is an insecurity.
Not in y'all case anymore. I done flipped. I'm started talking about dudes. I was agreeing with y'all. I was just saying. But go ahead.
Like, acting out is another thing. Like, you can think all day, but all that going and like
it's a lot of energy.
Like, if I seen my dude talking to somebody else and I felt the way that like how we're thinking. It gotta be a thinking before you act, because I done seen females like really spaz out, like cause whole fucking commotion in public because the dude then said something to another girl. To me, that's crazy.
No, it is crazy.
It is.
No, that's crazy.
I agree with you.
That is a general thought. Like, that's crazy.
So what I mean is, right? You want your woman to have these thoughts, but you don't want her to act on them. if that makes sense. You want her to go out and feel like I gotta watch every girl out here because if my man wanted to, he could pull her. You just don't want her to act on it because most of the time if she's acting on it, you probably have a history of cheating or you've cheated. Because otherwise, in most cases, she should just be thinking this shit. Maybe every now and then she needs some reinsurance. Maybe every now and then. But generally speaking, like you guys just described, she should just be thinking this shit. If you're one of those crazy girls who ain't just thinking this shit no matter what, you need to stop.
Like, you don't have the thought at all, sis. After you slashed the tires, did you feel bad? Did you go home and think to yourself, dang, that was crazy? Or did you feel vindicated? I want to know. Because it doesn't feel good once you realize you done did some crazy shit. I know because I done did some crazy shit. So, it never feels good afterwards. I never felt vindicated after my crazy. I always felt like, damn, I gotta pay for that. The fuck? That's money that I wasn't planning on spending on this. Because I did some crazy shit. You taking mad L's, son. You gotta spend money. You gotta spend money, replace this shit. What if you can't even replace it the way it should be replaced? Like, that's L's you taking. Mad L's. You do cool with that. All the time? No. It's tiresome.
Yeah, you gotta think.
Yes.
Always being crazy? No. I feel like there's a time to be crazy. It really is. Because I've come in interaction with guys that like to play mind games. And I'm not about to take there. Like, if you lied to me and that lie don't sound right, I'm asking questions. Most girls just play along with it. I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not doing that. I don't know how to play stupid. Like, no. So that'd be a point in time to go crazy. And I mean like go upside his head, but challenge his stupidness, honestly, to me. That's crazy.
Now, I'm actually in agreement about that because I find myself having those same troubles sometimes. Like, sometimes you get told a story and it's like, what the hell are you talking? Like, you know it's kind of bullshit. It might not even be a bad bullshit. You know how some lies are harmless? Like, they're stupid lies. When you think back, you're like, why did this person even tell this lie? Like, they're harmless, but you still can't not say that you realize this is a lie. Like, it's difficult for you. Like, bruh, you really gonna tell me this lie? You're like, what? You're like, what? That was stupid. That's what? The fuck are you talking about? What? So, I agree with you about that. I just think
people find the reasons to lie about. And to me, the biggest lies, they don't lie. Or the big things in life, they don't lie about. The small things, they lie about. And it's just like, wait a minute. That's backwards. But yeah, I've definitely experienced that. People just talking just to be talking.
As usual. So, would you... Coming off what I just said about how there does need to be a little bit of an element of basically my man is the shit for the relationship to work. To say that in reverse for men, you're supposed to be happy. Like Floyd Mayweather made a quote, and I'm not reading it. I'm going off the top of my head, so I may be misquoting it, but I'm going to be close enough that you can find it if you're looking. He made a quote. He made a quote where he basically said, if you view your wife as a trophy, keep her ass on the shelf. And some people are like, oh, you're objectifying women or whatever the case may be, but they're not digging deeper into what he's saying. What he's saying is if you feel like your wife is a trophy, that means ultimately you feel like she's out of your league and you only have her because you have a lot of money or you have a lot of status. Am I lying?
No.
You have to.
But how the hell do people take that out of that?
How am I take what out of what?
No, how do people get that out of that? Like, out of context of what he said.
I don't know. Like, you know, people are retarded, like you just said.
Go ahead.
But all he's saying is, if you feel like she's so damn bad, she can't go no damn way, then you should not be with her. Otherwise, you keep her in the house where she only at because you got whatever status or whatever money, or be a man and let her go outside. Like a dog gonna bark, basically. Like, men are gonna holler at your girl. I tell dudes all the time, it's more of a problem if no one's trying to talk to your woman than if everyone's trying to talk to your woman. You want her to shut shit down and then come back home to you. That's how it's supposed to work. Like, again, women want it to work like that. Like, for example, Vic, would you want to date a dude that no other woman wanted?
No.
Sam, would you want to date a man no other woman wanted?
Never.
You guys get what I'm saying? Like, there has to be an element of this nigga's fine. If he wanted to, he can fuck any bitch in here, right? But she just needs to feel like you're not gonna do that, ultimately, so she can fight the crazy. It's the same thing in reverse for men. It's just that you're a man, so you're not allowed to act like a bitch about it. I hate to use that word, but it is what it is. You're supposed to be like, okay, I want all y'all off of my girl, and she's gonna come home to me. Women want the same thing. Y'all get what I'm saying? They want
just
all
not too much, because bitches is off the hook.
They just don't want to see it or think about it because they crazy. But they want the same thing. They want you to go to the club, and every woman at the club, yeah, they want you to go to the club or go to your job, and every woman at the club or at your job or at this book fair or this award show or this gala or this brunch, wherever you at. She wants all the girls to be off you so they can be like, who's your girl? Because they're going to ask that stupid ass question. Women always ask that. Who's your girl? Mm-hmm. And then they look at her and they judge the shit out of her. You got to pull out a bad bitch, though. If your girl ugly, it's a wrap. Because they're going to look at her like, that's your girl? You got to make sure your girl on par with the women who around you. See, if you go somewhere where you're surrounded by bad bitches, it's kind of rough. Because then it's like, let me see your girl. You like... Nah, I'm just joking. You're supposed to be proud of your girl regardless.
That's messed up. I'm not laughing
but
at that.
But both ways, though, like, and with all of that, like, what we want, we also want them to be strong-minded as well. Because all of that flirting, dudes get caught up in that shit. Like, I really want you to be able to come home and tell me, come home and tell me that you cheated. Because now you done went too far. Because some dudes let that little bit of tension get to their head, and that shit, and then that's when the cheating starts.
The dudes that act like girls let that attention get to their head.
I was going to say, act like a girl. It's like girls go to work and go at attention, get to their damn heads and shit. You could work, relationship shit.
Before you know, he done bought you lunch one time, and now you on the table.
Right, you
crazy.
Off the hook and shit. What the
hell? Dang, that's all
you
it
up there
took.
shaking your ass out of nigga, all types of shit.
It only took one lunch. That was it. That's crazy.
And vice versa. Like you say, you get your little attention from the cute girl who husband cheating on her and shit. You don't realize she's just giving you some attention, so you keep listening to her bullshit story. Dudes don't pay no attention. Like, there's a difference between a girl want you, but she's too feminine to be ultra aggressive, so she becomes your friend, and a girl's friend zoning you. A girl who wants you, but she wants you to make the move, is gonna be interested in talking about you. A girl who friend zoning you gonna always be talking to you about some other man. Men, think in your life about every woman who's ever friend zoned you, and tell me they didn't always talk to you about their boyfriend or whatever dudes they was fucking at the time. That's all you was there for them to ask you why he won't act right, and you to keep telling them the same fucking thing, and them to keep going back and sleeping with him anyway, and you to keep getting mad because you want to sleep with her and she won't sleep with you, even though you're clearly a better man than this dude is. Like, and you just keep doing this to yourself like an idiot. That's when you in the fucking friend zone.
It's hurtful because it's true.
Yeah, I was gonna say y'all both done it before, though. I know you have. You both done it before.
I'm laughing because it's true. Hey, I'm gonna take my L. It's all good.
I'm gonna tell you right now. You don't know my life.
Oh man. I'd say another tidbit. Because going out is kind of an easy one, but I'd say another tidbit. Being okay with your partner getting more attractive. Because it's like, everybody says don't get bigger. Okay, that's easy. Don't get fat. That's easy. You get what I'm saying? Nah, fuck that. Lose some more weight. A lot of people don't say that. Get some more muscle. A lot of people don't say that. Right? So let's say your partner does that. She lose more weight and now her ass look fatter. Or he get more muscle. Now he kind of look like a superstar. Now what? Because this is going to bring a whole new crop of men or women. So how are you going to deal with that? Or if your partner just decides on their own that they just want to level up. They've been one way the whole time and all of a sudden they're a whole different way. They just decide to level up. Now what do? Like, what if your dude was a fat, fine dude, but he was fat, so you didn't have to really worry about a certain type of women. Then all of a sudden he decided to stop being fat. And now all the 9s and 10s said, ooh, who that? And you like, oh, shit. Like, what do you guys do in situations like that? Like your partner all of a sudden decides to care more about how they look physically, and they become like, let's say you view them as an 8, they become a 10 out of nowhere because they do that one thing you thought they were never going to do.
dang, you thought they was never gonna do it?
Yeah,
Shit,
like
no
like I said, it could be anything. Like something like lose weight. Most people stay the same size.
That's true.
So you may never expect your man to get more muscle or your woman to get smaller.
And then they do it.
That's and then true. They do it. And now you're like, oh shit. Now you done went from like an 8 to like a 10.
You a whole meal now. You used to be just as
You know what I'm saying? Like now you're an entree and shit. Right. What the fuck happened?
Well, that goes along with, you have to, I think, so that would take time, right? You would, that obviously would take time. So you've grown in these times. So that's a problem you should be able to deal with without being crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've grown with this person, obviously, because you've been there with them since they were the big boy, right on down till they transformed themselves and made themselves more attractive. So you got points for all of that, right? You got points for all of that. So you should have security in that. You should be thinking about that. You shouldn't be thinking like, damn, now you all fine and shit. Where you going? Where you think you going? You said you got to go to work. What time you get off? Like, you asking all these annoying ass questions. Now you being annoying because you being crazy. At this point in the relationship, you done been through all of that. You shouldn't be being crazy no more, yo. Your first thought should be, you look great. Now I'm about to come after you. I'm about to look even better. Simple.
Yeah, it should be a competition. I don't believe in relationship weight. I feel like you should want to look your best for your partner. And if you look good, you're going to be less insecure by like default because you're going to feel like you're more attractive. Like, what do you feel about that, Vicki? Like, as far as making yourself more attractive while you're in a relationship instead of waiting until you're single and then making yourself attractive?
I feel like it should be a together thing. Or maybe that's just who I am. Like, I really, in my relationship, I tried to, like, incorporate everything, like, together. Like, we ate together, we watched movies together, we did everything together. So, like, if we had some type of, like, goals, it was like, you know, we were, like, pushing each other. But if it's something I don't want to do, like, I still, I would still be supportive. But like she said, like, I wouldn't think of it that way, like, oh, you look better now and whatever type shit. Now, as long as he don't get no big head, that you didn't change, that was gonna be a fucking problem. But otherwise,
I mean, Nick, like, dudes do that because we've had conversations about that, about how dudes will carry you through and you be with them and be there for them and shit, and then they get where they were going and they drop you for a bad bitch. And you can't say nothing because she bad. You can't do nothing because she bad. All you got was kids in the house and possibly alimony. That's not worth it.
Okay, I understand every point you just made. Okay, like every single point is completely valid, right? But to me, I'm not saying a whole bunch of men pull a whole bunch of bitches, right? Because most dudes don't have sex with as many women as they lead you guys to believe. Like, y'all dwarf them in sex. Like, it's amazing to me that men even think they have sex with more women than women have men. It's a stupid thought. Like, she get hollered at 50 times a week. You gotta work mad hard to get 10 numbers in a month. And you really think you slept with more people than she did? It's a stupid thought. I don't know why guys think that. I guess it's the ego thing. But anyways, back to the point that I'm making here. I agree with you guys completely where I feel like it should be a mutual push. Because I don't believe in relationship weight. Relationship weight to me is bullshit. Like, I get the idea, oh, you happy in a relationship. What you say?
Yeah, I'm cracking up.
Oh. I get the idea you happy in a relationship, so you eating and shit, your girl cooking.
Y'all going out, ordering food.
Right, y'all ordering food and shit. The kids wearing you out so you don't work out like that. Okay, I understand all that. You work a lot of hours, whatever. Okay? But like I said, if you really care about someone, you should want to be the best version of yourself. You shouldn't want a dude who used to talk to your girl to walk past your girl and be like, man, I had her when she was dying. Now she all washed. You shouldn't want to feel like that. And vice versa. You shouldn't want a girl to walk past your dude and be like, I had him when he had more money in his six pack. Like, you got him, he got a bare belly and he broke. Like, you shouldn't want to feel like that. You should want them to feel like, damn, I missed out. This motherfucker's more attractive now and they shit more together now. Now I look stupid. That's what you should want. You should want, I told you all the time, like, I don't bother me when a bitch block me. You know what that mean? I mean, she didn't want to see me no more because she already knew she wasn't going to be able to say I downgraded or fell off. It's not going to happen. So she said, I'm going to block this nigga so I can tell lies. He still be texting, you know, damn, well, I ain't fucking. But yeah, but that's how you block another insecurity out. Like both of you guys said, y'all should all be working out together. Finances. I want to talk about finances real quick because this is the last round we're gonna run through, and then we're gonna wrap this one up. But I want to talk about finances because I want to talk about. We've been spending this whole episode talking about different insecurities that you have in relationships and stuff, right? People have all these fears, basically, that cause them to act in these crazy possessive ass ways, right? And the reason I say it's one of the biggest things that in relationships is because how does it feel to feel control? Like, have you ever been in a situation where you felt control, Sam? Like you couldn't do anything or say anything, like you couldn't do shit?
Yeah.
Was it a good feeling?
Never. It's never a good feeling.
You ever felt like that before, Vicki? Like you was just feeling control, like you couldn't do or say much?
Yes, the last guy I was dealing with. Oh my God.
How did it feel?
Like I was walking eggshells with him.
Like walking on eggshells. Yeah, I use that expression a lot. That's what it feel like. Like when you have the type of girlfriend who's gonna go through your phone all the time and ask you who everyone is, all that extra shit. That's what it feels like. Like you're walking on eggshells. I can't do nothing. I better not look too long. I can't say hi. Oh, she bent over and picked something up, and I was in front of her. I shouldn't have been standing there. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't do shit. And you literally be thinking about all this shit in your head, like, yo, man, motherfucker. Then you start acting weird. People wondering why you acting weird. So it puts you in more situations to act weird again because you're like, yo, what the fuck? Like, it's just a bad vibe. Like, it all kind of also goes back down to trust, which you had brought up earlier, and we kind of ran past. But you got to trust your partner because a lot of insecurity comes from lack of trust. If you really feel deep down, for example, that your man is a dog, it's going to be hard not to be crazy. If you honestly believe that about him, like that's his character. If you really believe your woman is a gold digger or she a bird, like that's really what you believe, it's going to be hard to trust her. Because honestly, what you're saying is she easy. You got some bread, she good to go. Or she just good to go in general. One or the other. That's basically what you're saying. Vice versa. You insecure in the relationship. You insecure about your man. You basically saying he a dog. He don't got no standard. Or you playing yourself. Vice versa. Like I said, you man, you supposed to feel like you the shit. And you don't because you worry about another dude. So you can't feel like you the shit. And vice versa. As the woman in the relationship, you're supposed to feel the same way. Like I match every girl out here. You're not supposed to worry about no one being prettier than you because you should feel like you're just as pretty as everybody else. If you don't, there's probably a reason. You're probably not doing something. You're probably fat. Or you broke. I'm just saying. When you ever seen a rich man really worried about his woman cheating on him? Like, what rich man do even one of y'all know? Like a well-off or a rich man? Because he don't have to be rich. He can just be really well-off. Who's really worried about his woman cheating on him?
None. I have none.
It's rare as shit. You ain't worried about that. You got money because she's not just going to find another baller. You have to bring something to the table. And that's why I said doing something is your biggest thing to stop insecurities. Offering something. I take care of my family in a way I know she knows ain't gonna no nigga gonna just do that. It's different. She knows that. So on top of just looks, I provide that. If all this goes for men and women, honestly. If your biggest compliment in the relationship is that you look good, like that's your go-to thing, you're gonna get cheated on or dumped fast. One or the other. Cause looks fade eventually, or someone gets, like Joe Budden said, for every bad bitch, it's a nigga tired of fucking her. So fine just takes you so far. You gotta ultimately have that bond if you're really gonna make something happen. There's no point even getting in a relationship if y'all just turn each other on physically. Y'all can fuck if that's where y'all at in life. I'm not saying nothing wrong with that. But getting in a relationship for what? It's not gonna last.
It's a waste of time.
The only way the relationship is gonna last is if y'all like each other on a personal level. Like y'all fuck with each other. Y'all really friends. That's what made the relationship last because the friendship becomes just as important or more important than the actual relationship. The friendship is what keeps you from acting crazy. Because you're looking at this person as your best friend and not just, like I said, your trophy, like using the Floyd Mayweather thing. You're looking at them as a person, not an item. So you're not going to control your friend. Your friend tell you they're going to the club. You're like, go ahead. But your girlfriend or your boyfriend, you might not respond the same way. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But when that person was your friend, you didn't care. Why can't it be like that in a relationship? I'm telling people right now, that's your gym for the night. Treat the relationship like y'all just friends. The crazy shit comes from the title. When you get married, don't say, this is my husband now, so he should be this. You married him for what he was. You know what I'm saying to you? Yeah. He married you for what you were. He got in a relationship with you because of what you were before y'all started dating. You can't get in a relationship and change and then expect it to not cause problems, even if it doesn't right away. Because he might be like, oh, you going through something, or she might be like, you going through something. But ultimately, you gotta be who you were. So if she came in a party girl, to me, you don't have the right to then get insecure about her partying. When you came in, she was like that. If you had a problem, you shouldn't have got it with her. You should only have a problem with something that's new. If it ain't new, you should be shutting the fuck up. If you knew the dude was a ladies' man before you got with him, you can't be mad about ladies being around. That's dumb to me. They were always there. Now, if they was never there and they just popping up, it's a whole nother story. But anything that already existed, you shouldn't try to change it. I think the label changes things, you know? Like, you're my girlfriend now, so you can't twerk no more. What type of shit? It was fine when we was friends, but now I'm your girl, so I can't shake my ass. That doesn't even make sense. You my man now, so you can't talk to no bitches at all for any reason. That's fucking ridiculous. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's these extra shit. You're my husband now, so if you can't pay all the bills, then you're not really a real husband. People put these extra labels on shit, and it forces them to be insecure. Now your husband insecure about his mom money when his mom money been working for you this whole time until he married you. Now he's broke. It's an extra title that
I've
need to be there.
said before that when you have those kinds of expectations, you are not looking for anything but disappointment, because that's what expectations begets. Disappointment. You're always going to be disappointed.
That's why you take what you get. So I'm like, you take the person as what they present.
That's not to say people don't change, you know. Obviously you grow. You know, you learn. Hopefully you grow and you learn, you know. Some of us do.
That's why you pick a person who's crazy you can deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
okay, this person's fucked up, but it's a fucked up I can handle.
Yeah.
It works perfectly for me. And that goes both ways. It worked perfectly. I can deal with this. Some people got flaws and you like, I can't deal with this. Fuck this. Right, it's too much, right? And other people got some shit. It's like, okay, that's annoying, but I can rock with you, you know? Like, your feet stink from time to time. It's like, it's unattractive. You a girl. Why your feet stink? But it's like, you pretty, your body nice, you make good money, you smart. Okay, your feet can stink a little bit every now and then, baby. Like, it's okay. Just don't take your socks off. Like, you know what I'm saying? We'll work on it. We can fix that down the line.
You got a high tolerance level.
What?
Oh, please. Yeah, y'all know a nigga done came home with some stinking feet. Y'all ain't seen nothing.
Yeah.
Y'all women, I know a nigga done came home with some stinking feet. Y'all just took the L. Like, you know what?
You get tired of
let
telling
him live.
That they
right, I'm gonna let him live. I'm gonna let him live. I know he smell that shit.
I know you smell that shit.
Vicki, any closing thoughts on ways to deal with insecurity in a relationship?
Like, I feel like the statement about loving yourself is really true.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like that's true because, like, and then also you got to put in your head that we're all ugly to somebody.
Hell yeah, we are. Somebody looking at us like they look funny. You get her head big.
Look, unless you're a man, because if you're a man, you can be ugly. You got money, you good to go.
Look at Jay-Z. He got B shit.
You gotta love yourself.
Look at Flavor Flav.
This nigga got mad kids. How? This nigga looks like a cricket.
Alright, let me stop. Go ahead, Vicki.
Go ahead.
Like, no, I would not kiss. You know what? That's another topic. But yes, I feel like when you take those two things with you, literally, like, nobody can tell you nothing else. Because those are the two things that I take with me. Like, I done been through so much with my skin first, minus a relationship. My skin condition first. So I just really got to a point where I'm just like, who ugly? Not me. So I had to get back to the point where I was before my skin, like, physically changed. And now I'm just at a point where nobody can really tell me nothing. In a relationship or out of a relationship.
Okay.
Yes.
I agree with that 100%. Loving yourself, that's the key. What do you think, Sammy? Any closing thoughts?
No, I don't have. You know what? Yes, I do. I'm sorry, y'all.
Are you good? Go ahead.
No, I wanted to say that if you are like that person in the relationship that's that insecure, you should take some time to yourself. And when I say take some time to yourself, I mean, like, let your partner know. Be upfront about it, you know, because obviously this is something that you've gone through with this person, and they've gone through it with you, and y'all might be at the point of, like, no return. Take some time to yourself and really think about what you are doing to yourself and that other person. That other person first, though. Just think about what you're doing to yourself and that other person. After you think about the other person, think about yourself and how drained you feel afterwards every time. the stupid shit that it caused unnecessarily because you just didn't think. You just acted. You didn't think about anything. Just think. It's that simple.
I agree with that. My closing thought, I mean, this kind of goes back to love yourself, but for guys, it's a little bit different. You got to be like, everyone tell you be humble, be humble. Honestly, my biggest advice, fuck humble. Like, I've never really believed in being humble. I've always felt like I was greater than humble, so why call myself humble? I'm not a peasant, so why look at myself as normal or a peasant? I never looked at myself as down, so I always looked at myself as better. So my closing advice for men on fighting insecurities, look at yourself as the best. If you're not the best, why aren't you? So if you know your ass is fat, why you not in the gym? If you know you broke, why you not acquiring a skill or looking for another job or working 2 jobs or working 3 jobs or whatever the fuck you got to do, you a man. We're your boss. Boss up. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case, whatever it is that you lacking, you know what I'm saying? The only thing I would tell you not to chase is status. So that's a whole nother topic on why I would tell you not to chase fame. So I'm not going to get into it. But other than that, you're supposed to be chasing the dollar all the time. Like 50 Cent said a long time ago, like, you hustling bass burgers, you chasing the bitch. That's stupid. Chase the money. Women come with that shit. The more money you got, the more options you have. So why would you chase women over money? It doesn't make sense. Like, chase that first. And that's going to give you that confidence if you don't already have it to feel like you this shit. Because you're going to feel like you this shit because you got this bread behind you. If you didn't feel like it just from who you were as a person. But I feel like it's important to have that kind of confidence. Because like I said, most women are going to come in insecure. So your confidence is going to make them more confident. Like, not just in the relationship, but just in life in general. Because you're going to breed that shit into them. You're going to tell her she bad so much that she's going to start to believe it. You're going to tell her she's smart so much she's going to start acting like it. Like, that's what's going to naturally happen. So you're going to be leveling up the whole household. If y'all have kids, it's going to be the same thing. The kids going to look up to you as the man. Like, when they feeling down or out or whatever, you're supposed to raise the whole confidence. So you're supposed to make the whole house feel like you the shit. And that can only really happen if you feel like you the shit. So I would say to my men, I know you've been told be humble. Fuck that shit. We not peasants. We kings. You need to walk out the house with your crown up like I'm on that shit. Just make sure you live in the shit that you rap about. Don't be that motherfucker purpose bum who been trying to be a rapper since he was 15 and you fucking 35 and you still trying to be a rapper.
If you're 35, you need to give it up, baby.
I ain't talking to you niggas. I'm talking to the niggas who really grinding out here. I'm talking to them motherfuckers. So I'll close out with that. If you guys want to get on the show or do any business inquiries or anything like that, you can email us, alexandsamshow@gmail.com. If you want to know when the newest episodes are coming out or ask us some questions, our next episode is going to be listener questions, so now is a good time to ask questions. You can send the questions or follow us on Twitter at Alex and Sam Show. It's the same thing. I'm Alex.
And I'm Sam.
And Vicki, go ahead and say bye to people.
Later, guys.
And we out.
We out.